Good morning. It's February 6th, 2014, and this is my clone version of an Avalanche snow removal tool. You can see them online for sale. They go for about $130, and they look like this. Now, I read the reviews on these things, and I've tried to make a few improvements. And again, everything I do is out of recycled materials, so here we go. One of the comments I read out there was the yoke on their units are kind of flimsy. They're made out of plastic. So, of course, everything I make here is out of steel. This is half-inch electrical conduit. This is more electrical conduit. I had to neck it down here a little bit to adapt to the aluminum poles that I have. Another comment they had was the poles that they sell are fiberglass and they're kind of weak. Again, this is an old snow rake that I bought, I don't know, 30 years ago. It works okay, but I'll tell you what, after about an hour, your arms feel like they're going to fall off. And the other thing I don't like about it, it doesn't have anything to keep it up off the shingles, so you're constantly dragging this thing against the shingles, which I didn't care for. So I don't like that. 1 inch wide metal bars. I did sharpen the edges here, so there are sharpened cutting edges against the snow. I plan to use this on some heavily compacted snow on the roof. Snow on the roof is bad enough. We've had a tremendous amount of snowfall here in the Northeast, but they're calling for rain later this week. You get rain on top of a foot of snow, which acts like a sponge, and just tremendous weight on the roof, and it's just not good. So I have a couple roofs I need to get the snow off of. Okay, down here I have an aluminum cutting bar, again sharpened. I have wheels that I've mounted on the side here to keep it up off the shingles. Now I've designed this to be able to either push it or pull it. And in doing so, I have to be able to reverse this slide. And the slide, by the way, is made out of recycled plastic bags from wood pellets. I made it 12 feet long, and I used Gorilla tape, duct tape. It's a heavy-duty tape. It seems to stick really good. One of the comments out there on the ones you buy off the web or whatever is that the plastic doesn't last very long. One guy used it six minutes or something like that, and it was torn to shreds. So if this gets destroyed, I've lost nothing except a couple bags from wood pellets, and they're readily available. Another comment was that the plastic flies around a lot in the wind. So what I did was, at the 8-foot mark, I made a little pocket in the bag, ran a dowel through, and I have a T-nut and an anchor there with a lanyard actually it's marine bungee cord, and I'll bring it back here and lock it down with a worm screw clamp. So this should keep the plastic from flying around in the breeze. Let me see here. I'll go back up to this end here real quickly. To reverse this from a push to a pull, again, I have to get the plastic on the other side. I just take this clip here and I pull that hairpin clip out, reverse this little bar to these holes on this side, and now I can pull the unit, and hopefully the snow will slide off the plastic. And to try to make this as slippery as possible, again, reading the comments out there, I've read people trying to use the blue tarps and other plastic. Probably the slipperiest thing I can think of to put on plastic is Armor All. And that's what I've done. I've Armor All this surface, and quite frankly, it is slippery. So we're going to give this a try, and it should be interesting to see how it works. I've tried it on one roof of mine here, and it worked really well. So this is the first roof, and you can see the snowpack. And you can also, if you look closely, you can see a definite dip in the center of the door. I don't know how much it is, but again, if you get water saturated in that, it's just too much weight, way too much weight. Okay, we're making our first pass here on this roof, and you can see the snow depth is over 12 inches deep. I'm going to have to do a little redesign on my plastic here. It's starting to come apart at the bottom, but we'll see how long this lasts. But overall, it works really good. It's a tremendous amount of snow. I mean, no effort at all. That would have taken me a half an hour to shovel that, get that little piece down. Okay, a little impromptu redesign here. My plastic didn't hold up like I hoped. So I got tons of pellet bags, and I just put duct tape, and then I took a paper punch and punched a series of holes and alternated back and forth, and hopefully this will hold up a little better. We're going to find out.
The things a guy'll do for a woman.
I thought I'd do a post-op report on this, and I'm tickled to death. This is a lifesaver. If you try to use the regular roof rake, you'll probably kill yourself. I was moving 12 to 16 inches of snow. It took me about an hour and a half to do two pretty good sized roofs. The garage is 24 by 24. And the house is 75 by 30 or something like that. A couple of the things that I discovered, the pellet stove bags are perfect. They're great. So, but I found the best way to attach this here is I put duct tape on either side, then I punched holes, and then I just weave this bar through, just like so. And that stood the test of time. Any other way just didn't hold up. So I did that there, I did it there at that seam, and I did it there at that seam. And actually, if you're going to use this to pull, with this hanging down off the end of the roof, another 4 feet would be perfect. And what I wound up doing here was the dowel on the end, I tied some tennis balls, and if they were weighted down a little more, it would have been help. Because wind is not your friend when you're trying to use this. You got a big sail here, and if the wind is in your face, it tries to blow it back up on the roof, and it's a real pain. So the longer this is, excuse me, the better, hanging over the eave when you're pulling it. When you're pushing it, it's not such a big deal. But when you're pulling it, the longer the slide, the better. And like I said, the pellet stove bags work perfectly. The stuff slid right off it, and no complaints whatsoever. But I'm hoping that this is done for this year. There's the garage. And yeah, I'm talking mountains of snow. And I'll tell you what, when you go to use this, try not to walk in the snow that you want to pull off, because it just makes it that much more difficult. And the stuff that lands on the ground, it is concrete. You'll have to break it up. The snowblower can't even penetrate it. You have to break it up first, and then use the snowblower. But trying to shovel it by hand, I swear to God, you could drive a truck on it and it wouldn't break it. It's just concrete after it comes down and hits the ground. Now I know why people that get stuck in an avalanche die, because they're just encased in concrete. So that's it for now. Hope you're having a nice day. Take care.